Hello chickens. Today we're going to be looking at probability. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is some graphs. So let's move this. Let's just see what the key ideas are here. A good graph displays data clearly and must have a title. So please make sure you do this. Axes that are clearly labeled. So that's the title obviously. Your axes are here. So what is that? And what is that? So it could be miles, this could be time, or category and frequency. Okay, so you got your title, your category, your frequency, including units. So if it's in hours or minutes, or if it's in centimeters, you need to say that. And even scale on both axes. So this has got 5. What it means that the between here it's even all the way, and between here it's even. Okay, so don't have big gaps between them. A legend defining any colors used. So if you've used colors, you need to tell me what red means, what blue means, whatever. If we look at the first one, over here it says, let's just move this back here. No, we'll go back how we were. It's a bit skewy when I do that. Okay, so a bar graph is used when category titles are too long for a column graph. So they use the bar graph when the titles are too long for the columns. Okay, so there's not enough space to write them in. They switch them and they make them this way. A line graph displays how variable changes with respect to another variable, usually time. So here's your axis title, your time. So if you're using a line graph, it's usually time because it's about how one variable changes in respect to another variable changing. Okay. And guys, I think you really must make notes when you're doing this so that you can use it in the future, okay? In the future exercises I'm giving you. Right, the column graph shows the frequencies of different categories clearly. Okay, here's your frequency and your category. And you've got your lines going over. And then you've got your pie graph, shows the relative size of each category, but not the frequency. So this is more about the size, okay? And then a scatter plot, like this one, shows the relationship between two variables. So, for example, age and height. So it'll have two variables. That's when you would use a scatter plot. Okay. I'm going to make a copy of that for you, and you can put it in your book so that you can refer back to it. All right, let's move up a bit. Now we're going to talk about reading graphs. Okay. Let's go back to my pointer. Okay, so now I can't see this. Let's move this over. So this says, consider the bar graph. What is the most popular course and how many people chose it? How many courses are there in the survey? How many people were surveyed? All right, so let's move it over. So the question is, well, let's just look at the graph itself. Introductory courses and the frequency, all right? Understanding engines, dressmaking basics, basic programming, jewelry making, introduction to cooking, and beginner's Italian, and these are obviously the courses, okay? So that's why they've done it in this kind of a graph, because they couldn't fit all these words in if it was switched the other way around. So the first question was, what is the most popular course and how many people chose it? So let's have a look. So no, over here, let's go here. What was the most popular course? Well, we can tell which has the longest line is the green line. So the most popular course was basic programming. How many people chose it? Well, it was very close to the 20. So I would say we could say 19 or 18 people chose it. All right. The other and the question was 19 people chose. The answer was 19 people. How many courses were in the survey? Okay, let's have a look. There were 6 courses in the survey. And how many people were surveyed? Well, what you have to do with that one is you have to say, well, understanding engines was, say, 11. Dressmaking basics would be about 7. Basic programming, we said, was already 19. Jewelry making would be, say, 9. Introduction to cooking, say 16, and beginner's Italian, say 11, 12, say 13. You would add them all up, and then that would be your answer. So all you've done is you've really answered questions on the graph. So I know that you can definitely go ahead and do that. And there are the answers. and it's exactly what we've done already. All right, let's go to our next page. Next page says, let's just make it a little bit bigger. Create now you have to create the graph to represent the data in the frequency table. So in this frequency table, they've got red, yellow, blue, green, purple as your colors, and your frequency was 52653. Okay, it could be people's favorite colors, it could be anything. All right, so an appropriate graph, they say a column, a bar, or a pie graph could be used because it's frequency. A column graph is best as it displays the frequency and it's a little easier to read than the bar graph. Okay, it says draw and label a set of axes. So if we move it over a little bit, you can see, there you go, that we have got our axes. We've got frequency, we've got red, yellow, green, purple, we've got equal spacings between there, equal spacings between there. We've labeled it. It's all about your favorite color. That's color, that's frequency, and we've said what each one is. Okay. The vertical axis has an even scale that covers the minimum and the, so you go from the minimum, which is the bottom, to the maximum, which is the top. Okay. Your biggest and your smallest numbers, and it includes a title. And then you make it, all the reds got up to number 5, 2s were yellow, 6, 5, and 4, and then you just create it. So I want you to go ahead and do the next activity. Cool bananas.